In the spirit of the Golden Empire, 17 News. From Kern Golden Empire Television, Kern County in depth with 17's Jim Scott.
Welcome. Good to have you with us this weekend. Well, Super Tuesday has come and gone. Most, but not all, of the races have essentially been decided, but the counting continues at Kern County's elections office, and it could be early April before the final tally is in. The primary was punctuated with several surprises here at home, and on the national level, it capped a remarkable comeback for former Vice President Joe Biden as the field of Democratic presidential candidates narrowed once again. To get things started today, here's Alice Barr with a recap.
Jim, with a new endorsement from Mike Bloomberg, Joe Biden has seized the moderate lane. The question now whether he can build a broad and sustainable coalition to counter Bernie Sanders' rock-solid base. Joe Biden supercharged today after a night that was expected to tilt toward Bernie Sanders.
We are very much alive!
Super Tuesday instead rocketing Biden to the top in what is rapidly becoming a head-to-head matchup with Sanders, a showdown between the party's moderate and progressive wings.
Joe is running a campaign which is obviously heavily supported by the corporate establishment.
Well, the establishment are all those hard-working middle-class people, those African-Americans, those single women.
The Biden boost continuing today with a new endorsement from Mike Bloomberg, who pledged his considerable resources after ending his short, expensive, and unsuccessful run.
I entered the race for president to defeat Donald Trump. And today, I am leaving the race for the same reason.
Sanders leads in Tuesday's biggest prize, California, though a large number of mail-in ballots mean it's still too early to call. NBC News projects he did carry Colorado, Utah, and Vermont. Biden picking up 10 projected wins from New England to the Midwest and a clean sweep of southern states, surging to a surprise victory in delegate-rich Texas.
I think the Democrats have sent the signal that they really want to come after Trump. And they think Biden is the guy to do it.
The last wild card, Elizabeth Warren, assessing her path forward after a dismal Super Tuesday, finishing third in her home state of Massachusetts. Two candidates now squaring off to slug out the nominations state by state in the weeks ahead. The race now shifts to 6 states voting next Tuesday and 4 more the following week, including the critical test of Florida. In Washington, Alice Barr, 17 News.
And joining me in studio for one last time, at least for this election cycle, 17 News political analyst Cathy Abernathy and Ricardo Perez. Cathy, of course, representing the GOP point of view, and Ricardo Perez on the Democratic side. Welcome. Good to have you back, both of you.
Thank you.
So the dust has settled from Super Tuesday. The moderate and the progressive factions are kind of circling their wagons around Mr. Biden and, of course, Mr. Sanders, respectively. Elizabeth Warren is out. Mr. Biden has the momentum going into next week, I guess, by most accounts. Primaries in 6 states, about 125 delegates up for grabs. The big prize, everybody's looking at Michigan, right? That's kind of an indicator for broader candidate appeal. So some say it's a do-or-die state for Bernie Sanders. What say you, Ricardo Perez?
I don't think it is a do-or-die state for Bernie Sanders, because if we look back at the 2016 election, Senator Sanders beat Hillary Clinton in an upset there. So this, speaks to his campaign's appeal to African Americans, Latinos, and especially young people. So I think this is going to be a good shot for Senator Sanders to continue his momentum.
What do you think a victory in Michigan would mean to both candidates' campaigns? Does one need it more than the other? Cathy, what do you
Well, obviously, Bernie Sanders needs it to kind of break this. The media is all caught up in that Joe Biden's taken over, and he's picked up a lot of speed. But let's remember, between Saturday and Tuesday of this week, the media just pounded on Bernie Sanders. We can't go with him. We can't go with him. And Democrat leadership was saying the same. So he came out pretty good to still win California after all that. But now Michigan has a heavy, black population, and that seems to be Biden's vote. So I'm not sure it'll be Michigan, but you still have a lot of other states coming up: Florida, Illinois, Ohio. These are big states. Only 40% of the delegates have gone so far, but obviously momentum is on Biden's side.
Democratic convention is set for July in Milwaukee. Do you expect a floor fight, a big floor fight in this thing?
I don't really expect a floor fight, honestly, because a floor fight would really show division with our party, and I think that by the time the convention rolls around, the party officials and delegates within it are going to be, consolidating and trying to unify our party in order to bring Trump out of the White House.
You both expressed frustration on Tuesday night with the pace of election returns coming out of county elections office. Have you softened your criticism at this point?
No, that was, the first I've been in, 100 election nights, and you get results every 30 minutes, every, 15 minutes, and usually by 2 a.m. Ridgecrest comes in. Why it takes that long, I have no idea. But this year, first report was 8, another report about midnight, and that was it. We usually get a report by Friday of this week. We're not going to get one. So, no, I don't know why this system has to be
67,000 ballots still out there to be counted. What about you, Mr. Perez?
At first I was a little frustrated. I wanted to know. I was eager. There's a lot at stake.
Sure.
This primary election. But I think now that, the dust kind of settled and we're a little less stressed, I've had the opportunity to speak to some of the elected officials, and they're assuring us that they're going to be very transparent and ensuring that every vote is counted, and that way that our voters here in Kern County have their voices heard.
It's a matter of getting it right. Maybe the time and the expediency isn't the most important thing here.
Right.
Big takeaways from other races. What about David Couch's victory in the 4th supervisorial district? Don't want to pound on you, Ricardo Perez, but on election night, early before the polls closed, you predicted Emilio Huerta would win that race. Now, 13 points better for David Couch right now over Mr. Huerta. What are your thoughts?
There was a very large swing from when the first round of results were left out. So Emilio is inching up closer and closer to that victory goal, right? And as you mentioned, there are 67,000 ballots pending to be counted. So I think that there might be a chance for him to take this seat. Emilio has very deep roots in the district. He is a Latino and has that name recognition that the voters of the 4th district should definitely be grateful for.
Cathy, your observations on the 4th district?
Well, remember this lawsuit by Emilio's mother, the UFW, was all about wanting to have more fair districts. It's really about trying to draw a Democrat district, which is why that district is drawn that way. And now they're playing on the Hispanic part of it. But David Couch has done a good job, and I don't know that people that are really aware of what's going on in the county aren't very satisfied with him. Now, yeah, there's a lot of ballots out. I think maybe 9,000, 8,000 at the most, if that, would come from that area. And they'd have to be totally upside down to change it. So I don't know that I would anticipate it. But.
All right. Got about 30 seconds left. 21st Congressional District, David Valadao with a comfortable lead at this point over the incumbent now, T.J. Cox. But we remember in 2018 what happened. Same thing. Valadao was ahead. T.J. Cox comes back to beat him in the general election. History repeating itself here? Or?
No, because the difference is this is presidential in November, and when Donald Trump's on that ballot, that's going to help David Valadao. It's going to be a bigger turnout, and the people in David Valadao's district, their jobs depend on agriculture, on water, and they know who their friends are on that, and it's Donald Trump, not Gavin Newsom.
Ricardo, Perez, you get the last word on that. About 15 seconds, please.
So the electorate for in the 21st Congressional District is different from what it's going to be different in November than what it is in the primary. I think that the representatives, Valadao and Cox, is like night and day. With T.J. Cox, we have an accessible congressman, someone that we can reach out to. He's my congressman, and I feel that I can approach him a lot more easy than Valadao.
All right. Ricardo Perez, Cathy Abernathy, thanks so much for coming in one last time.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon, hopefully before November. All right. Eitan Wallace and Robert Price coming in next with a recap of what happened locally at the ballot box. We're back after the break.
The coughing, the aching, the sneezing. Not sure if you have a cold or the flu? Don't self-diagnose. Can't see a regular doctor? First Choice Urgent Care is here for you and can see you today. First Choice Urgent Care, Panama Lane and Ash Road.
It only happens once every 4 years.
This week, join us for our Leap Year celebration.
You get an extra day, and more gives you an extra year.
Instead of getting no interest financing till January 2023.
More gives you an extra year. No interest financing till January 2024, and that's with nothing down.
Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and more, with an extra year of no interest financing till January 2024.
This Leap Year week, and more furniture for less.
The all-new Silverado HD adds to the legendary capability of the strongest, most advanced Silverados ever. With best-in-class camera technology and larger, more functional beds than any competitor, the only truck that can compare to a Silverado is another Silverado.
Truck Month is the right time to get behind the wheel of the Chevy Silverado. Now get 0% financing for 72 months plus $500 cash allowance on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
This is my mom, Brenda. She makes it to all my games. But when she saw we were having fruit punch with our snack again, she knew she had to do something. So today, Jake's water, a splash of orange juice, a few drops of vanilla, and boom, you get my favorite drink. It tastes just like a creamsicle, but with way less sugar. But will my teammates like it? They do!
Celebrate healthy choices that make your family happier and healthier. Visit CalFreshHealthyLiving.org.
When you or your loved ones are sick, the last place you want to be is in the waiting room of an urgent care. First Choice Urgent Care understands. From sign in to sign out, your average visit is under 30 minutes. Your time is valuable. First Choice Urgent Care is here for you.
Welcome back to Kern County In-Depth. 17's Eitan Wallace and Robert Price are with me now. And for those of you who haven't heard, Robert is our new managing editor of KGET.com. Eitan, I understand you have new numbers from the county elections office to share with us today. Right?
I do, Jim. You know, in total from Super Tuesday in Kern County, 158,510 ballots have been turned in here in Kern County. Now, of those, roughly 91,000 were counted on election night, and just over 67,000 in total have been unprocessed still. So that means about 43% in total of the numbers of the ballots turned in are unprocessed. So that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to count all of them, but they're all going to be counted, but they're definitely unprocessed. They still need to be taken a look at.
So it could be early May or early April before we finally get final certified results on this. What was the turnout like, though? So I guess 190,000 altogether, if you count the uncounted ballots, right?
Right. Well, that's
or 160.
Well, 158,000 total ballots turned in general. So the turnout tells us, though, that
somewhere around 30%.
Yeah, 30%, right? But I want to go even a little bit more localized than that. 5th district, we have 59,000, 5th supervisorial district, 59,000 total registered voters. But then on election night, so far from the numbers we've seen, we're just seeing an 11% turnout in the 5th district, and it gets a little bit better as we go on, but it's not great. In the 4th supervisorial district, out of the 58,000 registered, we have 15.7% voter turnout in the 1st district, which has 105,000 total registered voters.
About 20,000, right?
Right, about 20% of those who have voted. So really not a good voter turnout so far in any of these races.
Now, when you look at voter engagement, you got to wonder and scratch your head. Those were all pretty high-profile races within their districts, at least. Robert Price, what's your biggest takeaway from Super Tuesday?
Well, locally, kind of following up on what Aitan's saying here, Bakersfield City tilts a little bit blue. The county tilts a little bit red. And yet, Bernie Sanders comes out on top among the Bakersfield voters, or Kern County voters, rather. All these contradictory numbers kind of flying at us. So we've got a liberal guy winning on the Democratic side countywide, and yet Donald Trump, 45,000 votes countywide to 30,000 for all the Democratic candidates combined. So voter turnout on the Democratic side just low across the board, countywide.
So we're a purple county now.
We're a purple county.
Definitely.
Purple with all kinds of contradictions thrown in. You know.
In the 4th district, the incumbent David Couch with about a 13-point lead over his challenger Emilio Huerta right now. Not an insurmountable lead per se, but I asked this question of Cathy and Ricardo. What can you infer from David Couch's seemingly victorious performance in the election on Super Tuesday?
Well, there's a lot of ways you can look at it. I think it might come down to personality. I mean, David Couch is aggressively out there working hard, campaigning hard, but I think also just working hard for the district. And, you know, I don't know. Maybe Emilio did not inspire them in the way he had hoped.
And, you know, when I interviewed David Couch on election night, I was with him at his election night party. He said that the redistricting for the 4th district after Maldef sued and that successfully, he said that redistricting of his district was actually a blessing in disguise. And it goes with what Robert is saying, that he actually went out, it forced him to go out and get to know the people of his district, and he believes that helped him get the votes he did.
Imagine that. Go out and engage with the electorate.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that's probably a good lesson learned there, if that's indeed what he was saying. He learned that it's important to have his boots on the ground. Right?
Indeed.
Absolutely.
And even to the very last minute on election night, he was in Delano before coming back to Bakersfield for his election night party. So he's been all over the district.
21st Congressional District, kind of interesting. We saw it happen in 2018. David Valadeo going out to winning handily in the primary, and then T.J. Cox, and maybe he learned the same thing that David Couch has learned on Super Tuesday in the run-up to the Super Tuesday election. He got out and really worked the district in the 21st Congressional District and ended up edging out David Valadeo in the general election. Any thoughts on that?
63 to 37% back in 18. Yeah, that's a wipeout. That's a crushing victory. I think Cathy Abernathy may be correct, though. I think the election of 2020 might make a big difference for Valadeo. It may not be history repeating itself, but might also the fact that it's a presidential election year bring out the Trump opponents as well. So we may see, stronger turnout among the Democrats. Didn't see it, this week, but we'll have to see.
Right, and T.J. Cox definitely making the point clear in a statement he released this week, saying you got to go back to the June 2018 primary to see he lost big time to David Valadeo, and then he came back in November to win it all. And by the way, he came back weeks after the election was over, as you may remember, in the general election in 2018. So that goes to show us what these 67,000 unprocessed ballots could do, that no election is set on election night. And that race from the 2018, the 21st district race, shows us weeks from now we might get a very different result for some of these races.
One other final observation. In the first supervisorial district, a lot of people were thinking, well, Philip Peters is Mick Gleason's field representative. He has the inside track, and it looks like that did pan out that way. But David Fluhart, the self-described gadfly and cannabis farmer from Havilah, beating the Law and Order candidate, which is Dara Stevens, who put in 25 years with the sheriff's office. What do you make of that?
Well, I'll say that from a few times I've interviewed Mr. Fluhart, the one thing that voters might really get with him and respect about him is that he said what was on his mind, and he was very honest about him being unconventional. That's the word he used, and voters maybe liked it. Now, whether they thought of him as serious or not, I can't say, but maybe they liked he was unconventional. And Dara Stevens did serve he served in law enforcement, and he deserves that. He also lives in the Kern River Valley, so that could have some...
There's the bottom line right there. I don't think that result would have been possible in Bakersfield, but Kern River Valley, that's a different
Different kettle of fish.
Yes, it is.
All right, gentlemen. Well, very, very interesting. Look forward to the general election, and we'll be doing this once again come November. But appreciate your time. Eitan, thanks for your time, and thanks for all the hard work you have put in the run-up to this election. You are just the Energizer Bunny, you know. You just keep on going and going. Robert Price, you're sticking around because we're going to talk about you coming over to the dark side when we come back. You're watching Kern County In Depth. We're back after the break.
I'm Alex Trebek, here to tell you about the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 what?
The 3 Ps?
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54 and I was a smoker, but quit. Alex, what's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I'm 65, retired, and take medications. What's my price?
Also, $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80 and I'm on a fixed income. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you, too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance plan, available through the Colonial Penn program. It has an affordable rate starting at $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. You cannot be turned down because of your health. No medical exam, no health questions. Your acceptance is guaranteed. And this plan has a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, so your rate can never go up for any reason. Options start at $9.95 a month. Plus, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So call now for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. Use this valuable guide to record your important information and give helpful direction to your loved ones with your final wishes. And it's yours free, just for calling. So call now.
Call 1-800-290-3311 for free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-290-3311. 1-800-290-3311. That's 1-800-290-3311. So call now.
Welcome back. Robert Price spent just shy of 32 years writing and reporting for the Bakersfield Californian. Last month, as I said, he crossed over to the dark side, and he was hired by TV17 as our managing editor for our website, kget.com. And I am, as most everybody in here, glad to have you aboard, sir. Tell our viewers what they can expect from you in this new role.
Well, I think a lot of stammering and some askew ties. I'm still learning how to tie a tie. I'm still... it's a whole nother world, and I'm just looking forward to learning. It was time to do something different and take on a new challenge, and I'm ready and eager.
So you will be writing for our website. You'll be writing in a column as well for our website, right?
That's right.
Which is more analysis and some opinion mixed in, right?
Yes, that's right.
And you'll still be writing a column for the Californian.
Every Sunday for the Californian as well, yeah.
And you have been doing some reporting since you got here. You kind of hit the ground running, really. I mean, you came on February 24th, I believe it was. I'm sure a lot of our viewers are familiar with your work at the Californian, as am I. You are also an accomplished author. And perhaps you've read his book, The Bakersfield Sound. Thank you for the copy there.
Sure,
I appreciate that. Yeah. That's a shameless plug for you.
I believe there's a coffee mug in it for me, though.
Yeah, there is. I don't know if I'd ever consider going to work for a newspaper. I probably wouldn't be hired even if I applied. Why did you make this move?
Well, it was, 32 years at the Californian, almost all of which I enjoyed tremendously. I mean, I used to run up those stairs to the 3rd floor. I couldn't wait to get to work because I just loved it so much. But, after 32 years, it's time to think about doing some other things. I was at a couple other newspapers briefly before I came to Bakersfield. And, I just got to thinking, is this what I'm going to do my entire life and my entire working life? And I just thought, let's Let's look what's on the other side of the fence.
Well, that was a brave move by you, I must say. I don't think I could do the same thing. What has surprised you most about the transition from print to TV journalism?
Well, the pace is a little bit different. I thought newspapers were high pressure, and they can be. But there's a lot of pressure running on here, and it's exciting pressure, though. I mean, the preparation for the 5 o'clock show, you know, I'm dropping things off to the producer at 1:45, and just, you know, it's exciting. It's a rush.
Yeah, we both have deadlines in print and TV, obviously. You have your publishing deadline. But I would say that there's more teamwork that's involved. I mean, you have to work with other people. You have more autonomy in print journalism, right?
That's right. That's true. That's true. I rarely was, you know, asked or ordered to write anything. I was fortunately in a position, especially in the the last 10 or 15 years, to just do whatever I wanted to do, and there's some great freedom, obviously, in that. Here, I'm especially as a newcomer, I'm really counting on people to show me how to, there's different programs and different formatting, and of course, I need to learn how to do some editing. And it's a high learning curve. Yeah. But everybody's been so gracious and terrific to me.
You're handling it very well. Briefly, tick off the jobs. In 32 years, were you like copy boy? Were you like making coffee when you... No, I'm just kidding. But what jobs have you held at the Californian during those 32 years?
Well, one of my jobs is one that's no longer, it's completely obsolete. You were talking about some obsolete jobs you've had in the TV industry. I was back in the day of X-Acto knives and waxers and so forth, which completely, gone from the picture now. But I've been in sports. I have been a business writer covering oil. I've been an entertainment writer, which gave me the opportunity to kind of learn about the Bakersfield Sound. I was the entertainment editor. I was the opinion editor. I was the executive editor. I covered City Hall. I've covered county government. How much time do we have?
We've got about a little less than a minute. Yeah. But you've run the gamut.
I've done just about everything.
Just about everything in that newsroom. What would you consider your most satisfying work as a print journalist?
Well, of course, the Bakersfield Sound was very much one of those things. The Lords of Bakersfield continues to draw some interest. That's a kind of a scandal that we can maybe talk about another time. I enjoyed my time as a columnist, the chance to weigh in on an issue of the day and actually see sometimes something happen, something come of it, something positive. And that's, I think, the most gratifying. I know that is for you as well, to be able to make a change.
I always enjoyed Sound Off, too, because you give your readers a chance for some give and take with the paper as well. Yeah. But like I said, we are very happy to have you aboard, sir, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Robert Price, good to have you on board, sir. All right. Back with the final word after this.
A revolution is coming. A flaming hot burrito revolution. The Hot Tito's Burrito. Available at Tacos La Villa Mexican Grill.
Have you been laid off and want to get back to work quickly? America's Job Center of California offers no-cost training and employment services for out-of-work job seekers. If you already have job skills and just need a kickstart, we offer 4-day job search classes to help you. Or if you need to develop new job skills, we offer no-cost training opportunities in a variety of industries. For more information, please call 325-HIRE or visit our website.
America's Job Center.
With over 75 years of savings and service, Geico is the easy choice. We can even help you with homeowners... Oh, not again. Oh, thanks.
Automated lights are just the beginning. Pretty soon they're going to have eyes everywhere. Well, good night.
Geico, over 75 years of savings and service.
Hi, I'm John Busby. Here's what some of our customers have to say about Team Busby.
Team Busby is synonymous with Bakersfield real estate. They're everywhere, they're very visible in the community, and definitely a local asset.
When you think real estate, think Team Busby.
I'll take a grande, no-foam, triple cap, double pump vanilla latte with 3.5 ice cubes, slightly shaken, extra whip.
Yeah, that's going to be an upcharge.
Great! This one is on my Casasa cashback checking account. Casasa pays me cash back on everyday debit card purchases, plus refunds on ATM withdrawal fees. Go on, take back banking and treat yourself to monthly cash rewards.
Switch to Casasa Checking at Strata Credit Union.
Next week, I will take you to the 2020 Kern County Water Summit, where state and local experts took a deep dive into the pressing water issues of the day. That's all for now. For all of us here at 17 News, I'm Jim Scott. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Kern County In Depth with Jim Scott is a production of Kern Golden Empire Television. For more information on how you can contribute, simply visit kget.com. You can also like us on Facebook and give us your feedback at Kern County In Depth.